We are. Nice. I think that's up and running. Yeah. It's up and running. Should be good. Go live. Here we go. Let me flip this. Flip camera. What's going on? Here we are. What's going on, y'all? What do we got? Any comments over there? No, nothing yet. Nothing yet. What's going on, Matt? How are you? Welcome back. It's Sunday. Time to lock in for the week. Hey ho, what's going on? Hey ho. Oi, what's going on first? What's up, Matt? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hi, how's it going? I always forget. What was I going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say. Appreciate you. What's up, JRC? How are you? I appreciate the support. I really do. Sunday's been good so far. I'm going to be honest though, I'm probably not going to go live the entire, probably not till 9 p.m. today, because I do want to try to catch the tail end of the Duke game, because that Duke-UConn game is looking pretty good so far. I mean, Duke's playing really well, but if I can catch the last 5 minutes of it, I'll be happy. Which would be really nice. What's up, Ken? Hope you're doing good. Doing well, man. How are you? Doing well. Doing well. Is that Jaden? What's up, Jaden? How are you? When do you think timeline for bottom of Bitcoin before we head upside? So timeline's pretty hard. I'm gonna be honest. Trying to I mean, it's hard enough as it is just to kind of predict some of these price movements, but just adding in timeline there, it gets a little bit tricky. I mean, I do think that the bottom comes in sooner rather than later, if that makes sense. But again, at the end of the day, we got to give it time, unfortunately. For me, I invest and then I'm starting to do some swing trading, but I do that mainly more so from a price perspective and structure. So I just evaluate, structurally wise. Let me flip my camera and I'll show you what I mean on Bitcoin. So this whole move on the monthly time frame, you can see on this structure itself that, where's my date range? This whole corrective move has happened for almost 455 days now. So if you would have said, back here, at the wave 5, oh, price, should have an ABC correction, then we'll resume the uptrend, that it would take 455 days, it would be very hard to be able to tell that. However, one of the things that you can do that is kind of based around the strategy that I use is evaluate the structure. So this move right here for this A, this was a 3-wave movement. And for this 3-wave movement, let me get this fib here. Hold on. Give me 1 second. For this 3-wave movement, we retraced almost down to the 0.382. So this level right here, this 0.382 level, which semi-validates the rules of Elliott Wave Theory, meaning you have a wave 1 and then a pullback 2. And what I talk about a lot with my content and just my strategy as a whole is after a 5-wave movement, this being the top of the 5, you get a pullback 3-wave move. And for Bitcoin, for example, this has turned into more of a complex correction, which can be very hard to predict because you're not necessarily going into this anticipating it to be a complex correction. But you can see here after this 3-wave correction, you would look at this and say, okay, technically, from a rule standpoint, that's a 3-wave move, came down to the 0.32, that's a bottom. And what you're expecting next off of this low is, an impulsive move to the upside. However, price action told a different story. So you had this ABC movement, which is not an impulsive movement. So after this corrective move happened, then you have a 3-wave up, a 3-wave down, and then another 3-wave up. You could look at this structure and say, okay, based on this complex 3-wave move up, I'm expecting lower, to the downside. So like as this stuff unfolds, it's hard to predict. You're just basically going off of probabilities and the strategy. So for example, where we are right now, after this big ABC correction, what's next is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is probabilistically speaking the next move, and the target on that move is 200K. However, what'll happen, just like we had back here for this B, where price action was a 3-wave move, a 3-wave move, and then a 3-wave move. That's all corrective. That's not impulsive. So what happens off of these lows is going to determine if we go to 200 or if we have another corrective movement underway. So it's hard to predict what will really come next. You're basically going off of the strategy and probability. For me, the high probability trade and the high probability investing standpoint is we've had a corrective structure that has lasted for more than a year, 455 days. So the higher probability trade is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move up. But if price action does something like this and we get a 3-wave move followed by a 3-wave move, that is like this. That is like the B right here. So we should expect another corrective movement. That's obviously worst case scenario, but it can happen. So if we get a 3-wave move up, that's a corrective move. And then if we get a 3-wave move down, that's another corrective move. Then we could get another 3-wave move followed by a 3-wave move, and then we get the impulse. So it really just depends on what price action does off the low. Ideally, we want to have a massive impulsive wave so then we can start that to the upside. That's what I'm betting on based on my strategy and what I think is next. So it's kind of hard to predict time. That is a long-winded answer to answer your question. Like this move right here, I was expecting this, and if you watch my videos back at the beginning of February, this was a 3-wave move off of the low. So what I was expecting next was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, what did price do next? Well, we got an ABC, and then another ABC, and then this next movement up. So it can morph into these complex corrections. You just kind of have to take what price action gives you. What's up, Ryan? Just found your page. Love the insights. What's your team in the tournament? So I'm an Auburn guy. I am. We didn't qualify for the tournament this year. We were on the bubble and we didn't qualify. But as far as like my bracket that I'm in terms of winning money, I need Duke to win against UConn. And then I believe I need, if Duke wins against UConn tonight, and then Michigan beats Arizona in the Final Four, I believe I win the bracket, and I can't remember what the pot pool is like for first place, but that's kind of what's next. So I need Michigan to beat Arizona, and then I need Duke to beat UConn, and that I think for me solidifies a win. So that's what's next. But I'm an Auburn guy, so we'll see. We'll see if we qualify for the tournament next year. What's up, Kush? Bitcoin bottom end of April, possible. I think once there's sort of peace in the Iran-US kind of war thing going on right now. I say war thing going on, but like the tensions that are going on in the Middle East right now, that's driving a lot of uncertainty in the markets. Obviously, it's pushing oil higher, which makes inflation higher, which then reduces the chance that interest rates are cut. So everything's being kind of priced in right now, and there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. And then we have a lot of economic data coming out this week, which could drive further uncertainty, and markets don't like uncertainty. Uncertainty brings volatility, which is great for big movements, right? Like when you have big volatility in the market, you can get big explosive moves, which is good, but then it also brings big explosive moves to the downside. So you got to kind of play with it for a little bit, but we'll see what happens. I mean, I do think based on the structure, again, for me, technicals usually lead news and narrative. So I was talking about this corrective, wave 5 movement here that we're currently kind of waiting to finish. I've been talking about that for a long time now, for over a month and a half. And I was expecting this kind of 5-wave move to the downside. So I think with this anticipated volatility, as economic data comes out this week, it's going to be a volatile week. There's tons of stuff going on this week. That should drive the flush down for the 3. We'll get a pullback 4 and a 5. That for me would be the ideal scenario. Can corrective moves look impulsive? They can. So that's another thing that's tricky too when you're looking at impulsive moves, because there's a corrective structure in Elliott Wave Theory called a zigzag. And basically what that entails is you get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movement that looks like an impulse, but it's an A wave. And then you get an ABC movement which is a B wave, and then you get it at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 C movement. So you get this A, B, C in the form of like this impulse. But it's the caveat to that is it's against the trend. So that's kind of like, for example, with this right now, with this structure that we have, obviously we have this one, oh, hold on, let me move that. So we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 wave movement that we have. So if we were to get a zigzag movement, you would get it against the trend. So the larger wave down is to the downside. If you were to get that, it would look like this. So this line right here represents this price action. If you were to get a zigzag movement, you would get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the up, ABC to the down, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the up, which would be counter trend. So it looks impulsive, but it goes against the larger trend. That's why having a longer term view of the overall trend is important, because that allows you to eliminate the chance that, you know, hey, this looks impulsive, but it is actually a corrective movement. What's up, Drew? How are you? Are you going to be buying the way down in the next 2, 3 if it goes to the downside? Basically, have you started dollar cost averaging already? Yeah, great question. I haven't allocated any funds to Bitcoin yet. I haven't allocated any funds to MSTR. Basically, the things that are on my radar are Bitcoin, MSTR. This is another one on my radar, which I'm waiting for a drop now. You guys have known for the past couple months that my next target is like $80 to $100 in this zone right here for MSTR. So expecting one more move down. When Bitcoin kind of makes its move, I'll add MSTR. Another one I'm looking to add is BMNR. So I'm looking to add BMNR as well. We covered this on stream last week, but this is another one I'm looking to add to my portfolio. Again, once Bitcoin drops, Ethereum for me is going to drop, and then that will usher in a lower move on BMNR because they're very correlated. Same with that MicroStrategy. SBET is another one I'm looking to add. So SharpLink, same thing as BMNR, it's an Ethereum treasury. I'm looking to add SBET. And then EOS and VeChain are the two cryptos I'm looking to add. When Bitcoin makes its move, I do see a lot of these also going down. So not yet. I mean, I'm being very patient with it. Once we get to that 60 to 50K region, that's when I'm going to start allocating and dollar cost averaging into that. The only two that I've deployed capital to is NEO. This is one that I actually took a position in, based on the structure on the monthly time frame on NEO. My next target on it is $93 on NEO. So this is a car company out of China. They're an EV company out of China. They had their first profitable quarter, I think, this past quarter, and off of the lows, I'll show you off the lows. So this is what I was paying attention to off the lows for NEO. So we had this bottom for the wave 2, and then we had the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movement up with this ABC down, and then this is the anticipated next price action that I'm looking for NEO with a short-term target of around $12. I have allocated fund to this because I saw an impulsive one with a corrective 2, and then I bought down here. I made a video about it, showing you guys I bought some. I think my cost average is like $5.26, something like that. But I did add NEO. Another one I allocated to is Circle. So I bought a little bit of Circle on this dip. So for me, this was an impulsive wave up to the upside. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I dollar cost average a little bit at 100 at the 0.382. I dipped in a little bit more at the 0.5. And then if we see a 0.618, I'm going to add a little bit more. Basically, how my strategy works is I determine how much of my overall portfolio I'm going to allocate to this asset. So if I have $10,000 to invest, just for round numbers, if I have 10K to invest, and this one I want to allocate 1% of my overall portfolio to, or 10% of my overall, whatever the percentage is. Say you want to allocate 10%, so you want to put $1,000 in Circle. Say you want to put 10% of your overall portfolio in Circle, aka $1,000. What I would do then is at the 0.382 level, I would allocate 50% of this 1,000. So I would put $500 here. At the 0.5, I would allocate another 30%. And then at the 0.618, I would allocate 20. So those are like how I dollar cost average into positions. I determine A, how much I'm going to invest in this asset. In this scenario, I'm putting in 1,000. And then at each of these levels, I dollar cost average in. So the 0.382s hit, I allocate 50%, so $500. At 0.5, when that's hit, I allocate 300. Then at the 0.618, I allocate 200. So as price is going down, I allocate to the position. If we do see a 0.786 retracement, I'll put a little bit more in there as well, just to, you know, bring my cost average down. So those are the only two positions I've actually taken actually put a position in, was Circle and Neo, and that was just based off the structure. This one having a clean impulse off the low, and then Neo as well. But yeah, 50 to 60K region is my region for Bitcoin. Then I'll start dollar cost averaging into some of the cryptos that I want to do. Sorry guys, let me scroll up here. I missed a bunch of these comments. Give me a second. What are you calling your Bitcoin low? 60 to 50K. Thank you for all your posts. I have funds waiting on Bitcoin hit below 50K. Nice. I appreciate the support, y'all. I really do. What do you think on silver and gold? We can jump into those. I had a lot of questions on silver and gold, so we can jump into those. I didn't know you were an Auburn guy. War Name Eagle. Did you go there? I did. Yeah, War Eagle, man. I went there. I graduated Auburn in 2017. So that's when I graduated Auburn. I was there during the Kick Six. For those of you out there that are college football fans, the old Kick Six from 2013, that was my freshman year at Auburn, actually. So I got on the field that day after we beat Alabama in the Iron Bowl. It was a phenomenal day. But then we lost to Florida State in the final, in the BCS, which was terrible. Let me scroll through some of these comments here. There's some and time projection roughly. So I don't really invest on time, guys. Like, that for me is not important. What's important is dollar cost averaging in and buying undervalued positions, and then waiting for price to do next. So time really isn't factored into my strategy. It'll go back up before 8. The manipulation is nuts. I don't remember which that was in reference to. All will dump in the next 15 hours. So fib doesn't work as good. Okay. What's up, Aiden? Nick, should I short Bitcoin? I get questions like this all the time, guys. I'm not like a day trader. Like, I don't trade based on the daily. I'm more of an investor. While some swing trades, I'm starting to incorporate that. I'm waiting for some positions to hit the targets that I have allocated for swing trades. While that's something that's going to be part of my strategy moving forward, I don't really pay attention to like intraday swings. That's just not really important to me. What's important is more of a long-term investing standpoint. What's your predictions on Bitcoin and Solana? 200K is my next target on Bitcoin, and then Solana, I think, is like 530. Let me see. So if I were to do anything, like if I were to take any sort of position, the better risk to reward trade is don't mess around with these short-term movements. Like this whole move, while it is valid, you could potentially take a short in it. The better risk to reward trade to eliminate getting chopped out, because you know that can happen, is wait for this 5-wave move to develop, and then if you wanted to take a position, take it at the bottom, because that for me is the bottom, and we should expect impulses to the upside. So for me, that would be a better risk to reward, you know, trade if you would want to take anything, is wait for, you know, this move to play out, take a position, you know, down here, and then wait for the next move to the upside. For me, that you would just capture better reward. That would be what I would do. Neo down to 510. Let me see. I think I'm in right around like 526, I think is my dollar cost average, like 526 or something like that. But this is the structure that I'm evaluating right here, is waiting for this to finish. I mean, it kind of looks like we have this wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we should expect one more impulse up for the 5, which would be the completion of this wave 1. And then wherever this 5th wave ends, you know, if you wanted to take a position, then you could wait for, you know, a fib retracement between the 0.382 to the 0.618. That for me could be a good strategy, you know, or take a position now, really depending on how you want to do it. But this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we should get a 5th wave up. And then after that, we should get a dip for the 2, and then we should get this kind of movement playing out. So we've had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the ABC, and then we're in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, targeting about $12. Can you please check if Bitcoin goes to 50K to 60K? Then that will be the bottom for Cosmos Atom using fibs. So I'm not really trying to time altcoin bottoms just because they're more volatile. I'm going based off of Bitcoin. So once Bitcoin bottoms, that's when I'm going to start dollar cost averaging in. I'm not trying to time the bottom to the perfect T. Is it just what it is? If the wave doesn't get to the 0.5 fib, you don't get in your full allocation dollar cost average? Yeah, Ryan, that's a great question, Ryan. So with Circle, for example, this one's a good one because I just started dollar cost averaging in. So the way that I do it is I want to capture the biggest reward with with also managing risk. So that's why when I deploy capital towards positions, I allocate a strong portion up front, about 50%, because if price goes down to the 0.32 and reverses, I'm in the trade, so I don't FOMO. I don't worry about trying to time the perfect bottom. I just have these key levels. And it's also a structure thing too. Like as we get an ABC, structurally wise, I wait for that. Like you can see on the daily time on Circle, if I zoom in here, you can see like this sort of A, B, hold on, that's a terrible drawing. Give me 1 second. You can see on here, we have an A, B, and then a C type structure. So by evaluating that, I know, okay, we have an A wave, a B wave, and I'm expecting a C wave down. Once it hits the 0.382, I'm going to add a little bit. And then if we get a drop to the 0.5, I'll add a little bit more. But the way that I do it so that I don't FOMO in, don't miss the trade, and I'm at least in with a sizable position, is I allocate about 50% up front and then another 30% of the 0.5 to lower my cost average and another 20% at the 0.618 to further lower it. But because I'm allocating such a strong position at the 0.382, if we reverse, I'm in the trade with size because it can happen. Like for example, on the SPY, on the monthly time frame here, I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you 2 examples of how it can work. So on the SPY, if you were going to take a swing trade, you've identified this initial wave 1 with a wave 2, and then you're expecting a wave 3. And then obviously you get the 4, 5. So with the wave 1, it pulled down basically to the 0.382, right? You could see that on this chart. We had a wave 1 with a wave 2 to the 0.382, and then you reversed. So you didn't get your entry at the 0.5 or the 0.618. However, you're in with a sizable amount at the 0.382, and then you ride it up, you make profits. Boom. That's a winning trade right there, right? Or winning investment if you're looking at this from a swing trade or investing standpoint. Now, if you wanted to trade the wave 5, which is something you can do, the only 2 waves that you can trade in Elliott Wave Theory, if you're swing trading or trading on a short time frame, is the wave 3 and the wave 5. Those are the only 2 ways that you can trade. Trading the 2 and the 4 are not available. It's only the 3 and the 5 for the best risk to reward. Now, on the wave 4, you can see it tells a different story. So you obviously identify this wave 1, 2, the 3, and then you're waiting for the pullback on the 4 to get in another swing trade to ride up the 5. Well, what did it do on the wave 4? Well, you came down to the 0.382, first entries triggered, came down to the 0.5, second entries triggered, 0.618, all of your entries are triggered. Now you're loaded up and waiting for the next move up. So in those two examples, you can see that price can pull down to the 0.382 and then reverse. It can also go all the way down to the 0.618 and reverse. So it's about having a proper strategy and plan and then risk management to capitalize on the best return if price doesn't retrace to the 0.5 or 0.618, but also being in with a sizable amount at the 0.382 to capitalize on the upside. So that it's like a two-way thing, if that makes sense. Correct me if I'm wrong. SoFi. I've been getting a lot of questions on SoFi actually. But let me see. Pair Bitcoin. What's Bitcoin doing right now? Does someone say it's dumping? Matt, did you say that? What do we got? What's up, Nick? What's up, Lance? How are you? Bitcoin dumping right now? I'll swap back to the Bitcoin chart in a bit. We'll evaluate it. Is the 2 over and we are in the 3 right now of wave 3 on Bitcoin? What's up, Ahmed? Yeah, we'll jump back over to Bitcoin in a second. I wanted to take a look at SoFi here so that you could see kind of what I'm looking at on SoFi. Aiden, appreciate it. Absolutely. Are you in options trading? So I am incorporating some more swing trading trades. It's probably going to be more short-term crypto like swing trades that I'm just waiting for some of the positions, one of them being Tau, to retrace to the level that I'm looking to get in at. But I haven't taken any swing trades yet. When I do, obviously I'll make an announcement on that. Robinhood. Yeah, we can go to Robinhood for sure. I think I got all these questions. It's dumping. All right, let me jump to Bitcoin in a second. Let me take a look at SoFi. Bitcoin waited for you to go live to dump to follow your plan. That's funny, JRC. I mean, it could have a little bit. High 60s, 65s. Okay. Yeah, we'll jump to it in a second. So SoFi, for example, for those of you that are interested in SoFi, the I won't say the problem with SoFi. One of the things that's going on with SoFi right now is, for me, I had this as an initial wave 1 with a 2 with a 3, and I was waiting for this pullback 4 with the 5. However, price on this wave 4 has declined lower than the starting point of wave 1, so it's hard to tell where this thing's going. As far as this whole move up, we've already corrected down to the 0.618 of this entire move. However, structurally wise, there's already an invalidation, so there's probably going to be more downside on SoFi, given that this wave 1, 2, and 3, and then this 4 has been invalidated. That's why another part of my strategy is, after the wave 1 and 2, I take profits on the wave 3 to secure that, to also eliminate the risk of, if the wave 4 does retrace lower than the wave 5 and invalidates my strategy, you've already taken profits at the wave 3 and you've secured the trade, so you're risk free. So if it does invalidate, you're in profit. But if it doesn't, then obviously you wait for the wave 5 and you make more. So that's also part of my plan and risk management. As far as SoFi goes, the wave count has been invalidated. This whole move has been retraced to the 0.618, but I think given that SPY, the NASDAQ, QQQ, everything's in corrective mode, I could see SoFi correcting a little bit more. Let's see. What's Bitcoin doing? What are we working with? Oh shit, yeah, it's at 65,200 now. Let's go to the daily. What are we working with here? It's definitely starting to move down, that's for sure. I like to go to the 4 hour. Let's just see what we're working with on the 4 hour. So let me make that out of the way so then we can have the structure here. So on the 4 hour, you can see on Bitcoin, like, again, this is my wave count, the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and then this ABC2. And then so far on this, it's hard to tell right now, but it almost looks like we have this structure on the wave 3. We have this drop 1, pullback 2, 3, 4, and then we're in the 5. Let me see. How far did we retrace for this initial wave 1? To the 0.382, and then how far did we retrace on this? Another 0.382 retrace, so 2, and then also we have, let me make sure this is not invalid. So this does extend higher than wave 1, so it's not the shortest wave. So this does look like the wave 5, so I'll count it out here. This being the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for this wave 1. Then we have an ABC for the wave 2. Then we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're in the 5th leg of the wave 3. But the only thing that is going to be a challenge is if this wave 3 gets extended. So right now, this could be the 5th leg of the wave 3. And then we get the wave 4. Where's my wave 5? And then we get the wave 5. That is possible, guys. So we have this wave 1, wave 2, this being the wave 3, then we should get a pullback 4 and a wave 5. As long as price doesn't come above 67,354 on this pullback 4, we should get a dump 5. But price action is suggesting this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move. We should get an ABC 4 and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move for the 5. So that's a good start. That is a great start. The only problem is if this wave 3 gets extended. So if this wave 3 looks something like this, let me move this out of the way here. So this could be obviously the wave 1, wave 2. This could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a wave 1, ABC for a 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave 3, ABC, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. that being the potential bottom of a wave 3, and then you get a pullback 4, and then you get the final leg 5. So it also could look structurally like this in an extended third wave scenario, where this is the 1, the 2, we are in the 1 of 3, then you get the 2 of 3, the 3 of 3, the 4 of 3, the 5 of 3, then you get an ABC pullback for the 4, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 5. So I know that's probably a lot of like random shit that I just spoke, but essentially we'll evaluate price action as it comes out, but it does look like we are in a 5th wave of an initial push down, which is great. The only thing is that's going to happen is, do we continue to extend this 3rd wave and we get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a wave 3, and then a ABC, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what we kind of have to wait. ABC 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's like there's so many variables to it, but right now it does look like we're in an impulsive wave to the downside for this wave 3, which is a great start. So that is good. Let's see what that target would potentially be. I mean, technically the next target's 64, potentially 63. So we'll see as it comes out, but it does look like we have a 5-wave move down for this 1, a 2, and then a 5-wave move developing for the 3. We should get a 4 and then a 5. So that's good. That's good. Let me go back up to some of these stuff. Bitcoin just shot. What's up, Jeff? 65 flat. Yeah, we're at 65 right now. It does seem to be dropping. Hold on. Gold. Oh yeah, we'll go to gold in a second. I just wanted to show Bitcoin to see what the structure looks like on the 4-hour chart. It does look like we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So that's a great start for an impulsive down. That would be the 1, 2, potentially 3 with a 4 and a 5, and then boom. That for me would complete the structure. How do you choose which one is wave 1? Because SoFi for me was the previous that yours. Like meaning on SoFi this being the wave 1. Hold on. I think I'm understanding your question correctly. Meaning that this would be the wave 1 right here. This right here. Is that what you mean? Is that Miguel? Is that what you're talking about? Or is that Michael? I couldn't see. If that's what, like this, is that, oh yeah, oh, okay, yeah. So the way that you want to evaluate it is on a smaller time frame. So this right here, if you look at it on the weekly time frame, let me zoom in here. So if you look at this structure right here on the weekly time frame, it looks like an A wave, a B wave, and then a C wave. So for me, that's not impulsive. And you could say, well, Nick, well, what about this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5? It can't be because this 4 invalidated there. So for me, this is just an A wave, B wave, and a C wave. Is the reason why this can't be an impulse, because we have a 3-wave movement instead of a 5-wave movement. Now, even if you go down to the daily, I don't think it changes the story. Yeah, it doesn't. Because this wave 4 invalidated this wave 1, so it can't be. And then this looks like an A wave. Oh, this is actually probably an example of a zigzag wave. So if we look at it, which can be very confusing. So this being an A, B, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A wave, B wave, C wave, and then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That to me is a zigzag because we have an A wave, B wave, C wave, and then we have this sort of like corrective structure down. And then if you look at it on the monthly time frame again, this can't be a wave 1 because this being a wave 1, 2, 3, and then the 4 has already invalidated the wave 1, so that can't be a wave 1 because the 4 came into the territory of wave 1, so that invalidates this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this structure right here, this being a 1, 2, 3, and then a 4, it's invalidated, so it doesn't count. So that's the reason behind it. Let me see. We are probably the only TikTok community watching our portfolio shrink and celebrating. That's funny, Matt. Yeah, I mean, yes and no, right? Like I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, like Bitcoin's going down and like my portfolio is going down, but I'm like, wait, these are great buying opportunities. So there's like always the inverse, but yes, I would agree with you there. Can you put this information into a simple understanding for someone who's never traded before? Yeah, 100%. So let me move all this out of the way, and then I can kind of explain it in a simplistic manner. Actually, let me go. I don't know if Sparsh is on YouTube right now. Sparsh, if you're here, I'm going to your favorite asset. Solana. Yeah, we can do Solana. What was I going to say? Oh, Hood. Oh, that's what I'm getting at. So Robinhood's a really good example of it. We have this being a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on this structure. And this, to explain how my strategy works, is the market moves in waves. So when you look at a market, right, like it doesn't go up in a straight line, right? There's no market in the world that just goes up straight. You typically have something that looks like this, right? That's typically what you see when you look at a market. And you can kind of see that with Robinhood right here, right? When you look at Robinhood, the market goes up, down, up, down, up. So, you know, that's kind of how markets move. And my strategy, and the strategy that I use, is called Elliott Wave Theory. So when you see markets that move up like this, the strategy is called Elliott Wave Theory, and essentially you mark out levels like this. So let me put the lines there so you can see it. So this is like a visual representation in the wave count of this. So you get the 1, which right here is denoted by this wave 1. You get the wave 3 denoted by this wave 3, and then the final leg 5 denoted by this leg up here. So after you get a 5-wave movement, the strategy calls for a 3-wave movement down. And you see this all the time on assets, right? You get this big move up, and then you get the decline, right? You see it all the time. You get a big move up and then a decline. So the way that the strategy works is after a 5-wave movement, you get a 3-wave move down, which is what you see on typical assets, aka the correction. On Robinhood, we can see an example of that right here, right? We have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have the decline. And if you look at this on the weekly chart, you can see this decline in a greater detail. After the wave 5, you get this 3-wave move down. So you get an A wave, a B wave, and then a C wave. So that's kind of how it works, and it's like super simplistic version. You get 5 waves, 5-wave moves up, 3-wave moves down, and then after this is essentially what's next. So after you get a 5-wave move up, you get a 3-wave move down. Then what happens is you get another 5-wave move up to the upside, and then after that, then you get another ABC movement. Then you get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then an ABC. So that's essentially how markets work according to Elliott Wave Theory, which is what I use as part of my strategy. You know, obviously not everyone uses Elliott Wave Theory, but that's like the simplistic version to describe how markets move. The guy that wrote it, his name was Ralph Nelson Elliott. He's the one that created the strategy. It's back in like, I want to say it's from like the 1920s or something when he came out with it. He was identifying markets and just evaluating how they move. And that's kind of what drove this strategy and what I use today. Let me see. Simple advice for starting to master your emotions. That would be my simplest thing. If you can't master your emotions, you'll lose money in the market all the time. It's a long-term mindset. Yeah, 100%. Do you think it will drop to 58K within a week or two based on the massive drop today? Again, I don't really trade. I don't trade based on time, guys. Like, I am more invested based on price and structure as opposed to time. What do you think CRV and CVX and bull run all season? I like CVX. I like CRV. I have some CVX actually. Is Elliott Wave always reliable? For me, I've tried a ton of different strategies over the course of my investing. I'll call it investing and trading career. I've tried everything, like probably everything you've seen on YouTube, everything you've seen on TikTok, X, every strategy you could think of over the course of the past 8 years. I've tried a bunch of them, both on a day trading and a swing trading. It never found success for me, and my risk to reward management was really bad. My emotional, mental, state when I'm investing in the market, I was chasing moves, all this stuff. So I would say the best thing you can do is master your mindset first before even looking at a chart, because if you can't control your emotions when price goes up and down, you're going to lose 100% of the time. because you're not going to want to sell and you're not going to want to buy. So for me, managing emotions is the key. But Elliott Wave for me is the most reliable, and having a long-term mindset is also very important, because you can never predict when these things are going to happen in terms of time-wise. They could happen in 3 months, they can happen in 6 months, a year. You have to invest with a long-term mindset. Too many people invest with a 3-month time horizon, and that's why they lose. They get impatient. They invest in an asset, it doesn't move, and then it just does this, and the next thing you know, it rips. And what do people typically do? They see a movement like this, yada, 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 yada. Robinhood stinks, I'm not going to buy it. Then you get a massive impulse to the upside. So managing your emotions and having patience. Now talk about flats and waves inside of waves. Yeah, there's more complexity behind Elliott Wave Theory, but as far as like the simplistic version of it, it's 5 waves up, 5 waves up, 3 waves down. Obviously, there's complex corrections, all this other stuff. So it can be very complex, but putting in the time, putting in the effort, learning it, having patience with yourself, you'll be good. Thank you. Absolutely. 4 minute left in Duke game. Duke up 3. Yes, I need updates because I'm not watching it. So if you guys could give me updates on the Duke game, that'd be great, because I need Duke to win for my JRC's keeping me updated. 5 minutes left. Duke up by 8. Okay. Do you buy options? If so, at the money or out of the money? I don't really trade options. For me, I'm a long-term investor, so it's mainly spot buys. That you just carry more risk with options, but I am incorporating potentially some swing trades with some crypto futures, but I'll be, once that happens, like once my targets are hit on some of the assets I'm tracking, I'll show you guys an example of one that I'm tracking right now, waiting for it. Trailing by double digit. Okay, I see. I just got the CBS notification. One of the ones I'm actually looking at to potentially enter into a swing trade, I did a video on it yesterday, I want to say. Is Tau. So one of the ones I'm waiting for a pullback on is Tau. On this short-term time frame, off of these lows, we've had a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5-wave movement. It does look like we are declining here for the pullback, which is kind of what I'm waiting for. So for Tau, for example, the levels that I would be waiting for to trigger an entry price would be between the 0.5 and 0.618. With my swing trades, there's different rules versus the long-term investing. I know you might say, well, Nick, when you do your long-term investing, you enter at the 0.32 and then dollar cost average down. Futures are a little bit different. You got to have more risk management. They're shorter-term trades. But between the 0.5, I would take a contract. 0.618, I'd take a contract. I would set a stop loss below this swing low here, aka the starting point of wave 1. And then my target would be, hold on. My target would be the $639. So if 0.5 here is hit, 261, my next target on it would be 639. So I'm waiting for price to hit here and then the next move up. So if 261's hit, I'll enter a swing trade and then ride this up. Is kind of what my plan is. And then if you look at, where's the long position? If you look at this from a risk to reward standpoint, hold on. Let me go to the 0.618, and then this being the stop loss here, probably a little bit below this. You'd be looking at a 3, was that a risk to reward ratio about a 3, like a 3 risk to like 3.21. So the risk to reward on it would be about a 3.21. So taking a position at the 0.5, going up to the 1.618, my stop loss would obviously be at this starting point of wave 1 where this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move originated. And then about a 3-to-1 risk to reward would be what I'd be targeting. And again, when you're doing swing trades, you're going to have losses, right? You're going to have price reverse on you. That's why having a proper risk management and a strategy is important. You're not going to win every trade, but if you have a 3-to-1 risk to reward management, you don't have to, because the risk to reward obviously pays it out. That's a further explanation. I don't really feel like getting into the risk to reward stuff and how that stuff works, but 3-to-1 is pretty good. Anything above 2-to-1 I think is perfect. But then you would have rules of like TP1 at the 1, TP2 here, and then maybe up here. But again, that's some more complex stuff I don't really feel like getting into right now. Solana, yeah, we can do Solana. Thank you for the education. Absolutely, Zay. Absolutely. Kind of looks like Tau is missing a 5 wave. It's possible, right? Like, I'm just waiting for the pullback, so I haven't entered anything yet. The only thing is, well, not really. I mean, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5, and then we're getting this A wave, B wave, and we should get a C wave. So I don't necessarily agree that we're missing a 5 wave, because you can kind of see it on this daily chart. And the target for the 5th wave is I did that at the wrong point. Hold on. The target for the 5th wave is the inverse of wave 4. So let me move this. So you can see here on this wave 5, the inverse of the wave 3 down here to the wave 5. The target for that wave 5 is between the 2 and the 1.618, which you can see price action came above the 2, reacted, kind of stayed at the 1.618 reversing. So I do think there is a completed 5-wave move. I'm waiting for an ABC corrective on the daily time frame that looks like this, down to my levels, and I would enter a swing trade. But let's go to Solana. JRC, if you're updating, what's the Duke game at? I'm looking back. How long do you typically hold your swing trades for? I hold them to targets. It's not, again, it's less based on time. It's more targets driven. Oh yeah, we got to do gold too. Let's do Solana, then we'll do gold. I'm trying to go back through some of these comments. What's your opinion on AI trading? I don't like AI. I don't use it. I don't even use AI at all. Like I don't use ChatGPT. The only thing I use it for is like image generation. But I don't like, me personally, I don't like AI. I think it's stupid. I think everyone driving in, and again, this is my opinion. I think everyone going into AI right now and funneling in is just a narrative. I think it's stupid. I think it lowers human consciousness. I think that people are lacking critical thinking skills because all they do is plug shit in AI and have them build out business plans and emails and all this crap. Again, my opinion, but I'm not necessarily a big AI guy. I like to do it good old fashioned, my human brain and charting. I think that AI is just causing more harm than it is doing good, in my opinion. There's obviously job loss from it. There's, things that are getting automated from it. I don't like it. I'm not an AI guy. I really don't. I think it's long term is going to do a lot more harm than good because people are going to lack critical thinking skills and they're going to rely on AI for too much stuff. Like you can already see it here. There's studies on it. Like, oh, the more AI you use, you actually lack critical thinking skills. So that for me is just my opinion. Duke up 2 minutes left. Thanks, JRC. 71, 70, 65 Duke with 140. Let's come on now. 6 points. Come on. Finish it out. I agree with you. AI synopsis. Yeah, I'm not a fan, man. Like, I don't like it. I don't really like AI. I think it's taking away from, have you seen Dune? Is that the movie Dune, right, Drew? Is that what you're talking about? The movie Dune, or are you talking about the crypto? Just if you could answer, that'd be great. Yes. Oh yeah, I do like the movie Dune. I will say I do like it. I think the third one comes out in like the fall. I'll probably check that out. But yeah, I don't know. Zion said not stupid at all. All Mag 7, all invested in AI. I mean, again, it's not from a business perspective, Zion. I think AI is stupid in general. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with like AI being profitable. And again, it's not in terms of like making money on it. I don't care about that. That's not important to me. What's important is the fact that people are using AI for everything, like everything. And it's like, to what benefit? Like, it's just, again, I just think it's stupid. They can invest in it and make money on it. I don't really give a shit. But again, at the end of the day, I don't really like AI. Chart Tau. I agree, but I feel like you miss out on it learning how to use it. You might fall back. Oh, wait. I agree, but I feel like you might miss out on learning how to I know how to use it. Like, I've used it. I just don't really like it. I don't know. I just can't get around it. Like, what is y'all's opinion on it? I just think, yes, it's making you faster and more productive, but it goes into like, it goes too far. I just think you seem young. Don't wishy-washy. AI will make everyone money next 5 years. I'm 31, so I don't know if that's considered young. I don't know what your opinion on 31 is, but Again, I have it's more of a spiritual battle with anything than AI. It has nothing to do with money. I don't really care. Money's digital, it's fake. It doesn't really matter. Nick Brothers, do some magic. We want Bitcoin to go to all-time high. What's up, Raj? How are you? What's going on? I do see more downside on Bitcoin first before up. $50 Sol. Yeah, I mean, Sol, my next target on Sol is 533. Yeah, I can look at Bitcoin for sure. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you consider 31 young, then yeah, sure, I'll take it. But again, guys, AI is the next internet boom. Possible. Again, I'm speaking about AI not in terms of the money, not in terms of the capital investment. That's not what I'm speaking about AI for. Duke up for 1 minute 20. I'm saying in terms of like human consciousness and human interaction and that type of stuff. It's money aside, like that. I'm not talking about it for money. I do think that AI is going to be the future. There's going to be a bunch of AI, incorporated, and yes, it will be a good money maker. I'm speaking it from outside of money and like business and everything like that. That's what I'm talking about when I say AI. Like, yeah, you're going to make a ton of money on AI. Like, AI is going to make people more efficient. It's going to drive production, all this stuff, which to what benefit, right? Like, you're wiping out a ton of jobs. You're probably going to create some sort of artificial robot metaverse bullshit that you're going to put people in that's going to limit human interaction because you're just going to go on, your Google Gosses and interact with people. Like, no, I want, human interaction. People are going to get lazy. They're not going to work out anymore because they just think that AI is going to do it, and rely on medicine as opposed to hard work. So again, that's how I feel like on it. And yeah, you lack critical thinking. Like you're not thinking for yourself and you're not allowing yourself to fail. There's too many people that are like, hey, ChatGPT, make me a business plan for my next business. Like, no, you're supposed to be putting in the work and trying through failure. You got to learn through failure. You got to fail. You got to go upwards. Will ChatGPT make you more efficient? Sure. But it tells the same thing to everyone. Like if everyone gives it the prompt, eventually it just tells you the same things. But let's get into Solana. I'll go off on a big tangent on this because I'm very passionate about it. But yes, Solana, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5-wave movement. You can see here on Solana, this being the 5-wave movement, and then we have an ABC corrective down to the 0.6786. Again, these are kind of levels that I talk about when I'm referencing like these fib levels. You can see on Solana, we had this initial A wave that came down to the 0.618, a B wave that popped up, and then this C wave down to the 0.786. I do see more downside on Solana. Again, just following my Bitcoin thesis, I do think Solana comes down to like $70 to $60, probably takes out these lows here from, what was that, February? So probably takes out these lows from February, and then my next target on it is 533. That's my next target on Solana. Can you look into Litecoin? Yeah, we can look at it. We just tapped 64. Are we at 64 on Bitcoin now? Is that where we're at? I gotta go check it out. Duke up 4, 1 minute 20. Shit, come on, Duke, close it out. Not sure why you are interested in investing as you don't care about money. Buy. We're literally talking about investing. Again, I think we're off base, Zion. I'm talking about AI in terms of a spiritual thing, not a money thing. I just said that you can make money off it, but again, money's nothing. It's paper on a screen. It doesn't exist. What are the target numbers after ABC downturn? Yeah, great question. So, for example, with the 5-wave movement on Solana, you can see here my target numbers are typically, depending on the asset, the more volatile the asset, typically you get bigger declines. So after you get this 5-wave movement on Solana, obviously it's a lower market cap token compared to like Bitcoin, right? Or compared to like the SPY or the S&P 500. So when you get pullbacks on highly volatile assets, they typically decline lower than the 0.382, but that is typically my first target on an ABC movement, this being the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave here. But with Solana being so volatile, you see that we pulled down to the 0.618, then popped up, then came down to the 0.786. But the first level is always the 0.382, then the 0.5 is the second, then the 0.618 is the third. So those are kind of the 3 levels that I pay attention to. And then if we see something down to the 0.786, that's a deep value discount. I'll take advantage of it there and then ride it to the 1.618. That for me is what's next. What's up, John? How are you? So how low does Bitcoin have to go on leg 3 to be confirmed? Does it have to go lower than... The way that it works is in order for the wave 3 to be a wave 3, it either can't be the shortest wave, or typically it extends and it has to be longer than the wave 1. So I'll jump back on to Bitcoin in a second. I'll show you what I mean. What's up, Sparsh? Can we take a look at Hood? Damn it, Sparsh, you should have been in here a little bit earlier. We were on, we looked at Hood. Yes, Hood. Again, what was I talking about? Hood to 63. Was I not saying Hood to 63? We're kind of approaching that now. 63 on Robinhood down at the 0.618. We should see a reaction off this level. We do have an ABC movement on Robinhood, this being the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave, but I do think we might see lower than 0.618, but between the 0.618 and the 0.786 are good dollar cost average zones for Robinhood. So I don't know if you're looking to add to your position or not, but between like 63 to 40 is a good dollar cost average zone to take advantage of that position there. So really between 60 to 40, you can load up on Robinhood and then wait for the next move up, which my next target on that's about 300. I gotta scroll back to here. Duke up 20 seconds left. Shit. How much time's left, JRC? How much time's left? Bitcoin back to 66, bounce off 65. Okay. Zeke said, bro, can't lie, you're good. I appreciate that, Zeke. I try my best, man. I try my best. I put myself out there in the limelight and just do my best. That's all I can do. But this stuff, like, again, like I try to make it as simple as possible. But when I'm talking about this stuff, like, it takes a lot of time. Like, it doesn't come overnight. I've been doing investing and trading and learning and all that stuff for over 8 years now. And a lot of reading books, a lot of trial and error, like a lot of sweat equity. So it doesn't come overnight, but once you learn it, it's a really good skill. Duke up 27 seconds left. Yukon ball. Shit. Is this gold? Oh yeah, we're gonna go to gold. That's why. Gold. Sorry. Let's go to gold. I know that you guys wanted to look at gold. So I was talking about gold for a while. For those of you that were on the stream with gold, I was talking about gold being topped right here. For those of you that have been on the stream, I don't have to prove it to anyone. For those of you that were on the stream, you know that I was talking about gold back in this region right here. If I can get my freaking drawer. Back in this region right here that we were topped, and then we, got the reaction down. So for me on gold, on like a macro time frame, let me go to the 3-month and I'll show you. So gold for me has already completed a massive 5-wave move on a large time frame. Let me remove that. So for me, gold has already had a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a blow off top 5. What's next is an ABC down. That's what's next on gold, and my next targets on gold were if I can zoom in here, and then you can see even on this smaller time frame, I already had a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What happened? Did I miss something? Shit, I just got a notification. Duke lost. Fuck no, damn it, I think I lost now. I don't know if I have enough points to win. Damn it. All right, well that stinks. I think the prize pool was like 350 too. I think I lost now. Damn it. But whatever, it doesn't matter. So gold being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move up. My next targets on gold is the 0.382 to the 0.618. Price on gold probably doesn't come down to the 0.618, just being that it's not really a volatile asset. But I do see 3,800 on gold. So somewhere between this region is where I see gold. But gold, I mean, this is like monthly time frame. So it's good. Yukon buzzer beater. Damn it. Yukon stuns Duke with a buzzer beater. Shit, that means I lose. Damn it. I think I lost now because of that. What books do you recommend? This is a good one. Give me a second. I have it right here. Elliott Waves Made Simple by Steve Sinclair. Great book, $10 on Amazon. Phenomenal book. But it's $10 on Amazon. This will teach you everything you need to know about Elliott Wave Theory. Yukon won on a buzzer beater. Damn it. That sucks. That stinks. On a last second three. Was it like a prayer or was it like a good shot, JRC? Was it like, you know, a contested three, or are we talking about like just something that was just a prayer? Like at least give me that. Let me see what it was. I can definitely see that. Thank you for responding to myself. I'm just sorry. Absolutely, Zeke. Absolutely. Can you chart IP on Coinbase? Is it IP? Yeah, we can look at IP. I'm missing. What was the book name? Oh shit, my bad. Yeah, this is the book. Elliott Waves Made Simple by Steve Sinclair. It's $10 on Amazon. Elliott Waves Made Simple by Steve Sinclair. It's $10 for the paperback version on Amazon. You see gold to 3,800, then lift off again. I mean, that's a good question. It really depends on what the structure does, you know, off of these levels. If you look at the monthly time frame, you can see on gold right now, like on the monthly time frame, these are monthly candles. Essentially, what we want to see for gold is some sort of ABC structure, which is going to take time. Like it's not going to happen overnight. On the weekly, you don't really have that too much. I mean, you kind of have it on the weekly. You have this maybe A wave, B wave, C wave for an A, and then you have an ABC for a B, and then you get an ABC for a C. That's possible. You know, something like this being the ABC A wave, ABC B wave, and then another ABC down. But for me, like, I mean, gold's not a bad investment long term, right? I just, with gold having such a parabolic leg up, I think everyone's chasing gold right now. Like that's all you see on the market, right? Like don't chase an asset that has just had this massive, explosive, extended wave. Like, I mean, we already pumped, what was that? 300% on gold just in, you know, the past, whatever. But for me, gold's already completed its trade. Like if you were to invest in gold, it would have been back in, you know, I don't know, after this wave one, 2023, and then rode that up. For me, like gold is overvalued just based on the chart. So, I mean, me personally, I would be looking to invest in other places. That's just me. I'm not really looking to invest in gold. It had a really big parabolic leg up. Next move is an ABC. And then, yeah, after that, it'll have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moving up for sure. But until the correction happens, there's still more downside to come, in my opinion, on gold. I think this could be the start of an A wave. This being the A wave, we get a B wave and then a C wave. Who knows how deep that goes? You know, do we see a 0.382 correction? Do we see a 0.5? It really just depends on how price action develops. But I think there's better assets to invest in right now. May I ask, will the market recovery after massive drop today? Are you referring to Bitcoin? Is that what you're referring to, Rinko? I think we will see a rise in commodity prices. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I would just, for me, like, there's just better things that I would want to, for me personally, I just want to put my money in other things rather than gold. I mean, sure, I think gold has a position in your portfolio, but are we going to see another massive 5-wave run up like that? Possible. It's possible, but we've already had like a super extended, you know, 5-wave move. This thing's got to cool off a little bit, and then it would be worth the investment. But for me personally, I would just be chasing the top right here. I'd look for it to correct first. Let me see what we got here. What do we got here? How do you pick the right asset on TradingView when there are so many that pop up when you type them? It's just evaluating the structure. So you look at, I do some fundamental analysis too. for like evaluating companies, like seeing what to invest in. Then I go look at their charts and then say, okay, based on their chart, okay, what does the structure look like? And then that's kind of how I pick. My grandfather just texted me Yukon. Freaking Yukon, man. What's IP? What is IP? Is that a crypto? This one? Yeah, there's nothing on IP. No structure on this one. The only thing that would help this or provide structure is having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 off the low. This one it just looks like a massive A, B, C, and then a decline. So until we get impulses off the low, this thing's still in corrective territory. What's up, gaming room? Elliott Wave, man. I love Elliott Wave. Number 1, you don't invest in gold. Number 2, bro's telling us not to buy gold. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I'm saying I don't personally buy gold. Do you think Bitcoin can press 55 or less? What's it doing right now? I don't tell anyone what to do with their money. I tell them what I'm doing with my money, but it's your personal decision where you want to put your money. If you want to chase gold at the top, be my guest. Go ahead. For me, I work on chasing undervalued positions and buying those. I don't chase massive 5-wave moves on gold. Yeah, Bitcoin, because the other coin usually follow the Bitcoin movement. Yeah, for sure. Bitcoin usually leads the market, right? If Bitcoin corrects, all coins typically go down. That's why for me, I'm looking to time Bitcoin rather than time the altcoin bottoms. I'm waiting for this wave to happen to the downside, buy some altcoins, and then wait for the wave up. That's for me what I'm doing. But in order for this to be a wave 3, oh shit, did that wrong. In order for this to be a wave 3, we have to see price at least extend past 63,367, or the wave 5 will be stunted. So this being the wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 cannot be the shortest. So this should extend past 63,367. Then we should get a pullback and then a 5 wave. If price decides the wave 3 is done here and we get a mini pullback 4, the wave 5 has to be super short in order for this structure to be valid. So that's kind of what I'm watching for next. Bro's telling us not to buy gold. No, I don't tell you guys what to do. You can go with whatever you want. Let me see here. What do you think about Bitcoin in the next 4 days? Again, too short of a time frame. I don't invest in that. Let's see here. Could you see Sol going in the next few weeks? Yeah, as soon as Bitcoin corrects down for the final movement, yeah, Sol will probably go down too. Bitcoin, yeah. Oh, Bitcoin, yeah. For me, we're just waiting for this move to happen. We're just waiting for this 5-wave movement to happen. This being the 3, the 4, and then the 5. We're just waiting for this to happen. That's all that's next for Bitcoin. This being the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. We gotta wait for that to go. Goofball doesn't buy gold. Sounds like you're FOMO along in the top, buddy. Can you check VeChain minimum 40 cent? VeChain, yeah, we could. What's up, Web? How are you? In your opinion, analysis, will Bitcoin rebound after the short crash today? Too short of a time frame, man. Too short of a time frame. I'm playing the longer time frame, not the shorter time frame. There's still more downside to go on Bitcoin, so I would focus on it more on a long-term time frame. Wait for that bottom at 60 to 50K, dollar cost average in, and then wait for 200K. That's my plan. I don't really trade the short-term price swings. So yeah, VeChain, again, I do have one more downside. I've been talking about it now for over a month. How VeChain, I saw one more leg lower, and then 43 cents is my next target. Not trying to time the VeChain bottom, just waiting for Bitcoin to bottom, and then I'm going to dollar cost average in here. So when Bitcoin starts getting into that 50 to 60K territory, that's when I'll start deploying capital. Do I use Wyckoff? No, I don't use Wyckoff. Forge, would you take a look at a coin hour request? Yeah, what you want to take a look at? Oh, what's up, Peach? My dog's coming in. What if you want to throw it in there? Litecoin, yeah, we could look at Litecoin. Solana, we already did Solana, but we can go to Litecoin. I think we did Litecoin a while ago. Yeah. So Litecoin, essentially, the structure looks like this. This being the wave 1, the wave 2, and then we're waiting for the wave 3. My next target on that is, if I can get this here, is 517. That's my next target on Litecoin. And then this looked like to be the initial wave 1 with the 2. But let me confirm, because I haven't looked at Litecoin's chart in so long. Yeah. I think this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Yeah. So that's the first wave, it looks like, of the wave 1. As long as price doesn't retrace lower than that wave, that's going to be the challenge right there. But yeah, my next target on Litecoin's 517. What's up, Khan? How are you? I'm good. How are you? How are you? So is 3 technically completed if it bounces? Kind of, sort of. The only problem is that would be a really short third wave. So that's why I'm thinking that it could get extended. But I'm just going to let price action tell the story. I'm not going to try to, predict if it's going to end right now or not. That's crazy attack. Yeah, I mean, Litecoin, I think, will outperform. I really do. Why wouldn't you buy gold when it's everything, though? Market's moving waves, man. It doesn't go up every single day. We saw a massive explosion in gold, and you'll get a pullback. It's like any market. Everything corrects. Even SPY. When you look at SPY, you would say, well, the market always goes up, but you have these massive moves like this for SPY, right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then an ABC. It's the same thing with gold. Gold follows the same thing. It's a market. It follows the wave principle. So for me, gold's not a bad investment. I'm just saying at these prices, I wouldn't buy it. I'm not saying I wouldn't own it. I'm just saying at these prices, I wouldn't. I would wait for a correction first before I would buy, because, again, it's just based on my strategy and the way that I operate. So same thing with SPY. I'm getting a lot of people saying, well, SPY can't correct that much, but it will. And when it does, people will be like, well, I was talking about SPY being topped a while ago, back in, I don't know, I think it was like beginning of March, maybe end of February. I was saying limited upside on SPY, expect a correction, and we're getting this big decline. And everyone's saying, well, it's the news, it's the war, but price action was suggesting it was topped based on this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movement, and we should expect somewhere between the 0.382 to the 0.618, which is the same thing with gold. We may see a shallow correction to the 0.236, which is possible, but more than likely we get something near the 0.382 and then it reverses. So it's not that I don't like gold, it's at these prices I don't. Once Bitcoin bottoms, do you think investing it all on Sol instead of Bitcoin is a good idea for max profit? I mean, I like Solana, don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of diversification and proper risk management. So again, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. It's up to you what you want to do. You make the best decision for yourself and your household. But at the end of the day, for me, it's about having a proper diversified portfolio. And for me, that is 50% Bitcoin, 30% XRP, Solana, Ethereum, 10 to 15%, large market cap altcoins, and then another 5 to 10% in smaller caps, and then properly diversifying, not sending everything into an altcoin and just hoping and praying. You got to have a strategy. Can you look at TTD? Is that the trade desk, right? Is that trade desk? I was actually looking at this the other day to see what it was retraced to. Let me redo this again. So I was looking at this. I don't know too much about the company. I saw a bunch of stuff in the news that they were having struggles with it, but it did look like we had this being the wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then this being the A wave, B wave, and then C wave. And of that, we've had a correction already down to basically the 0.786. So a big correction. I don't really know too much about the company itself, like fundamentally wise or its market position or anything, But as far as the Elliott Wave Theory is concerned, we have a 5-wave move with an ABC. You know, these are deep value discounts, but I'd have to do more research into the company itself. I don't really know too much about it. What did you say your VeChain target was? 43 cents on VeChain. Two Spider, you think Bitcoin will run up to 2? My next target on Bitcoin's 200, yes. Can the C correction go lower than wave 4? Yeah, 100%. So the only rules that Elliott Wave Theory has is this. So this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure right here. The only rules that it has is wave 4, or let me put the numbers so it's easier. Let me put the numbers. So let me put this here. Oh wait. Drag that here with the wave 2, the 3, the 4, 5. Okay. So the only rules in Elliott Wave Theory is the wave 4 cannot retrace into this territory. So if wave 4 was to come down lower than the top of wave 1, this whole move is invalidated. If the wave 2 goes below the starting point of wave 1, it's invalidated. So it doesn't count. Then as far as the ABC corrective structure, when you get this movement down, the only thing that it can't do when you get this movement down is it cannot go below the starting point of wave 1 or where the wave started. So this is how it works. You get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with an ABC. It can go below the wave 4, it doesn't matter. The only thing it can't do is go below the starting point of wave 1 because, again, this is further explanation of it, but this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movement is a larger movement of another wave 1. This is a wave 2, and then you get a wave 3. So let me explain what that means. Let me move that to red. No, I'll move it to blue. Let's do this like pink color. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movement is the wave 1, and then this AB. So you get waves inside of waves. So you get a 5-wave move for a wave 1, and then a 3-wave move for a wave 2. And you're like, well, Nick, there's a 1 here, and then a 2 here. Like, what does that mean? So essentially, you get 5 waves inside of other 5 waves, and then inside of this wave 3, you'll get another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this wave 3. So there's 5 waves up for a 1, a 3-wave down for a 2, 5-wave up for a 3, and then a 3-wave move down. So that's essentially how it works. So no, there's no invalidation if the wave C goes below, or the wave C goes below the wave 4. Hope that answers your question. Let me scroll back up here. Okay, can you check the Discord later? Thanks, community chat. Yeah, absolutely, Drew. I'll check it. 2 can retrace. Yeah, like the wave 2 can't retrace lower than the starting point of wave 1. 3 has to be one of the top 2 waves. Yeah, so that's another rule too. The wave 3 cannot be the shortest wave, but it's typically the longest wave. If the wave 3 is the shortest, then it's invalid. Are you sure you're using the fib correct? Yes. What if it crashed like 2000 or 2008 because of oil happened in 2026? What price can Bitcoin go to? Let's see. So let me go to the monthly here, and then let me zoom in. Give me a second. Actually, let me go to a brand new Bitcoin chart because there's all this writing and shit on it. Let me just go to a new one. Let's go to this Kraken one. Doesn't really matter. So just get a brand new one. So on this, let's mark it out. Mark it out. We'll mark it out together. So this being the wave 1 up, the wave 2 down, the wave 3, the wave 4, and the wave 5. Change that to white so you can see it. All the rules are valid. We can check that if you guys want to see that. Does wave 4 cross into the territory of wave 1? It does not. check mark. Is wave 3 the longest? Well, we can check that. Let's see. Wave 3 extends 2.618 times the length of wave 1, validates the rule. Okay, wave 3 is longer than wave 1, which means it's not the shortest wave. Wave 4 doesn't enter to the territory of wave 1. Boom. Okay, awesome. Now we're cooking. Now we have a structure. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which again, on my other example, this is the initial wave 1, and we're in the 2, and then we should get the 3, 4, and 5 next. So again, this is the wave 1. Let me change this to blue. And then let me change this to the primary. So like we just discussed about on the last one, this is the wave 1, and it consists of 5 waves, which is what you got. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1. Right there. Boom. Okay, what's next? You have A, B, C for the wave 2, right? Now, what are the levels that we're paying attention to for the wave 2? Well, between the 0.382 to the 0.618, right? Those are the key levels. What did price do? We came down to the 0.382, bounced up for the wave B, came down to the 0.5, and again, my target is between 60 to 50K. Look at that, on the 0.5 to the 0.618, where is that target? 60 to 50K. Now, analyze it on the smaller time frame. Obviously, you know, there's more confluences on the smaller time frame, but looking at it on a larger time frame, that's sort of the confluence. Now, if we were to get a big correction, you know, further downside, right, the next level would be 35 at the 0.786. Again, remember the theory, guys and gals, whoever's in here. The wave 1, meaning this 5-wave movement of this larger wave 1, what is the rule? This wave 2 cannot retrace lower than the starting point of wave 1. So if price was to come down lower than 15K, that means that this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movement is invalid. I don't see Bitcoin going down to 15K just based on the smaller time frame structure, but it's not off the table. It's just the probability is just very low of that happening. More than likely, we come down to the point between the 0.5 and the 0.618 based on the smaller time frame. That's what the structure is suggesting. So this is kind of my bottoming zone. If we were to get a super extended push down, 35,000 would be the 0.786, which is not off the table, because if we go, and I'll show you an example of that. So where's MSTR? MSTR has a similar structure to Bitcoin, obviously different chart, different structure. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with this ABC. Now with MSTR, for example, we've retraced this 5-wave movement to where? We're sitting at the 0.786, right? So Bitcoin's up here at the 0.5, MicroStrategy's at the 0.786. So it can happen, right? Like Bitcoin could come down that low. It's possible. Do I feel like it's high probability? I do not, but again, that's my opinion. We can even look at the SPY and go back to 2008 and see what the structure looks like. So this is the structure. This being the wave 1, this A wave, B wave, C wave, wave 2, wave 3 up. Now on the 2008 crash, after the 5-wave moving up, you can see here, you know, the fib starts here, goes to the top. Where did price come down to? It came, oh wait, let me get this into screen. So put it right here. Where did price come down to during 2008? Yeah, it's 2008, right? Yeah, 2008. So we came down during the 2001 crash to the 0.618. We bounced off it for a B wave, and then we came all the way down where? To the 0.786. So it's possible. It's not off the table. And if Bitcoin were to do that, 35K would be the next target. So does that answer your question? Oh yeah, Spinny Hat Deluxe. What's up? I'm just gonna call you Chill Dad. I'm not gonna say just the Chill Dad. I'm just gonna say Chill Dad. What's up, Chill Dad? How are you? Your commentary in the Discord cracks me up. Okay, so I answered. Oh. Okay, so I answered that question. What else we got here? Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to scroll through these comments. That works. What time frame are you on with Bitcoin wave illustration? I was on the monthly time frame, I believe. Monthly time frame for Bitcoin. So again, the move's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. Yeah, this is the monthly time frame. So, like, yes, my next target for Bitcoin is 200K, but it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. It'll take time. So, oh, I just erased what I didn't want to erase. I want to erase this yellow line here. Maybe I got to go to the daily. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So it's going to take, like, these are the daily time frame right here, but on the monthly time frame, this is the basically the structure. This 5-way move up, ABC, and then the 3's next. So 200K being my next target. How about F? Yeah, Ethereum's different. So Drew said I'm sitting on cash at the moment. Yeah, myself included. So I do have a cash pile that I'm looking to deploy. I've already started to deploy to Circle, and I already deployed to Neo. But I'm looking to pick up some altcoins too. But I'm waiting for Bitcoin to make its move first. So on Ethereum, we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-way movement with this massive ABC, and then we're in the next. So those of you that have been following along, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movement of a larger wave 1. Then you get this ABC 2, and then we're in the 3, like on the larger time frame. But on the smaller time frame, on the weekly, this is kind of what we have from a structure standpoint. We have this, ABC structure, then we have this A wave, and then this ABC B wave, then this ABC C wave for a B, then this ABC A wave, a B wave, and then a C wave for this wave C. All that means is just a corrective 2, so you have a massive A, B, C corrective 2. And then the first impulse for me off of these lows was right here. So what was that? 2025 off April 2025. We had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move. Now we're in the wave 2, and then the wave 3 is next. On the smaller time frame, my target is about 7,500. Again, I do think that Ethereum comes down a little bit more. So we'll probably have one more last dip somewhere here, and then we'll reverse. As long as this price hold, as long as 1385 holds, so price doesn't retrace lower than the starting point of this wave 1, this being the wave 1 right here. As long as price stays above 1385, this is the wave 2, and then the wave 3 should target 7,500. So that's what's next on Ethereum. SPY I have corrected. I have a lot of, I still have SPY in a corrective mode. Have you compared the chart from 1970 onwards versus 2020 onwards? So I don't really trade based on fractals. While history can repeat, it never really gives you the same thing. So I kind of ignore fractals, to be honest. And the FAR coin. NVIDIA. Yeah, we can look at NVIDIA. So for me, NVIDIA, I was talking about it. Again, for those of you that have been on the stream, I don't have to prove myself to anyone. Like, I don't really care for, getting validation, but that's just not important to me. On NVIDIA, I was saying NVIDIA was topped based on the structure. And the reason behind it was this being the wave 1, 2, 3, ABC 4, and then the 5. I said that NVIDIA probably had some limited upside. And, obviously I was just getting flamed in the comments saying, that's not true. Yeah, whatever. Again, emotions aren't important. Structure is, and having emotional discipline. So I don't give a fuck about your... Sorry, I don't mean to curse. I've been doing very good about it. I gave up cursing for Lent, so try not to do that. Let me repeat that. The market doesn't care about when you bought something. It has no opinion of where you bought it. It doesn't care. If you bought it here, doesn't care. If you bought it up here, it does not care. The market doesn't care about your emotions. And that's why you lose money, because you invest based on your emotions and you chase trades. With NVIDIA, I already identified a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure. And what comes next after a 5 wave structure? Y'all have been in here now for a while, and ABC. That's what comes next. So for me, somewhere between 134 to 87 is a good target for NVIDIA. This could be, some sort of smaller time frame, correction. We see one more push. But nonetheless, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure. So limited upside with better risk to reward potential to go down. That for me is what's next with NVIDIA. On the smaller time frame, it's really hard to tell. This structure just looks like a bunch of crap. Like you might have this wave 1, 2, maybe a 3, 4, 5, and then this structure developing. Now, do I think NVIDIA has a good long-term hold? Yeah, 100%. I'm not shitting on NVIDIA. Like, it's a great company. But structurally wise, this is the wave 1, a pullback 2 between the 0.382 and 0.618, and then a wave 3 next. So on NVIDIA, if we get something like that, you know, say we come down to the 0.5 at 111, my next target on it's 436. So, like, yes, I might be looking for downside on NVIDIA first, but that's just structurally what it's telling me. We have a 5-wave move, then we get a 3-wave move down, and then a 5-wave move up. So I would wait for a correction here first. Buying here, your risk to reward is very limited, you know, based on the structure. You're not going to be able to capture enough upside for what you want, because if you invest on here, say you invest here, and then price, you know, bounces here to the all-time high, that's a 25% gain. You're not going to sell there. Let's be honest with ourselves here. If you get a 25% gain on your position, you are not selling. You're going to be like, nah, there's more upside here. You know, NVIDIA's going to, I don't know, what would that be? $200? NVIDIA's going to $400. I'm not selling. You know, say price does this. This is the A wave. You get a B wave bounce to the all-time high, and then you get a C wave down. Are you going to take a position here and sell after 25%? No, you're not, because you're going to be like, well, I'm only made 25%. Price can go to 400. I can make, you know, a really big position. And then what happens? Price dumps and corrects, and then you're underwater. And then what do? I'm just being real with y'all. Like, what do? That's why emotions lead your trading. You take a position here thinking the bottom's in. It bounces up 25% for its B wave. It corrects on a C wave. What do? You realize that you're down on your position. So you took a position here, say it corrects to the 0.5. Now you're down 34%. So you took a 25% upside with a down 34%. What are you doing here? You going to hold or are you going to sell? You're probably going to sell because you're emotional and you lost a bunch of money. If you put $1,000 in, you're down $300. You get emotional, you sell. And then what do? Well, I identified this at the 0.5 retracement. I buy here. My next target, what was my next target on NVIDIA? My next target on NVIDIA would be 437. So when you sell at the 0.5, I buy at the 0.5, and then I ride it up to 400. You lose 30%. I made 300. So you're down 34% in your position. I'm up 300%. And then say you did buy here, you didn't sell. So you're down 30%. You say, I'm going to hold. I'm not going to sell. You capture only 165% gain. So not a bad gain. You make 165, I make 300. So I make double what you make. Again, that's why having a strategy and a plan is important, guys. Strategy and a plan is important. And I don't mean that to sound harsh. I'm just telling it how it is. I'm just being real. Hey Nick, how's it going? Good, man. How are you? I am doing good. I'm amped up today for some reason. I'm really pumped up today. Let me see here. Scroll back. I missed a bunch of these comments. F to 1500. Yeah, I do see F to around like 17 to 1500. Yeah, I do see. NVIDIA forever. Always up dirt. Oh man, you're funny. How do you plot them? Really wanted to learn more about the Elliott Wave Theory. So the way that it works is you just have to, it takes time. Like I'm not going to lie. It takes time. It takes hard work. It takes trial and error. Like you got to have patience with it. I'll show you a really clean example. Sparsh, I don't know if you're still on here, but this one's for you. And then I'll jump over to Bitcoin, yeah. So on Robinhood, let me go down to the weekly time frame. So the way that it works in like a really simplified version is the way that this like theory works is you get 5 waves for a wave 1, 5 waves for a wave 3, and then 5 waves for a wave 5. And that consists of a larger 5-wave move. So the way that it works is you wait for, you know, some sort of reaction off of a low. So for Robinhood, for example, you know, Robinhood had this big decline, it chopped around, yada, 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 and then it had this big impulse off the low. And with inside this impulse, you can see it on the chart. You have a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and then a wave 5. So if you were paying attention to Robinhood back in 2023, off of these lows, you could have identified a 5-wave move for this initial wave 1. So you would have said, okay, perfect. I've identified this 5-wave move, right? This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave move. Now I'm going to wait. What are the levels that I always talk about? 0.382 to the 0.618 to take a position, right? You dollar cost average in between the 0.382 to the 0.618. That's my strategy. You can make up your own. That's just how I operate. So you identify this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave move. What do you think? What is next? Well, you get an ABC move down, right? That's what's next for Robinhood. What does it do? It corrects down. It hits the 0.382. You buy a little bit. Hits the 0.5. You buy a little bit. And then it hits the 0.618. You buy a little bit. And then the thing reverses. So now you've bought at good dollar cost average between $18 to $14. It hit the 0.618 and then it pumps. So now you're in the trade, right? You're in the investment. You're in Robinhood. Now what do? Well, you wait for the next movement. You've identified this as the wave 1, the wave 2. What's next on the trade? Well, you know that there's going to be a 3, 4, and a 5 left. Then you wait for the wave 3 to develop. And you use the rules of Elliott Wave Theory to gauge out a potential target for the wave 3, which in this example, prior to this move happening, your next target would have been the 1.618 at $40. So you're in around 15, your next target's 40. So, you know, what's that, a 150% gain, something like that? And you wait for this price action to happen. So what does it do? Well, you have this wave 1, wave 2, this wave 3, wave 4, and then you know that there's a wave 5 next. So price hits your target on the wave 3 at the 1.618. You could take a little bit of profits. You know that a 4, 5's next. Then, you know, the wave 3 happens. Then what comes next? Well, you get a pullback 4 and then a final leg 5. So that's like essentially how it works, is you just identify an impulse off of a low and then wait for the pullback, and then you get a 3, 4, 5. And then after this massive move is done, meaning, where's my draw thing? Come on, hit the draw. After this 5-wave move is done, then you wait for an ABC pullback to, again, what are the levels? Between 0.382 to 0.618. What did price do? It came down, came up, and then came down. So you would have had 3 entries right here between the 0.382 to 0.618. Then you wait for the next impulse up. And then the next impulse up is targeting from these current lows, $300. So you take it from, you know, you dollar cost averaging at 97, 80, 63, then you ride it to 300. So it works on both small time frames and large time frames. I know that's probably like a really simplified version of it, but that's essentially how Elliott Wave Theory works. Let me see. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah. No problem at all. All right, dude. See you later. Thanks for all you do. Thanks, Chill Dad. I appreciate that. I will see you in the Discord. Tesla looking good. Tesla's, so basically you're saying to buy some hood. I mean, in my opinion, based on the structure, yes, it looks good. On Robinhood, I mean, we still could see the 0.786. It's possible, but again, dollar cost averaging is your friend, not trying to time bottom. So I buy between the 0.382 to the 0.618, and then if it hits the 0.786, you buy a little bit more. Again, we just saw an example on MicroStrategy, right? We had a 5-wave move up, and then we had an ABC, and it did come down to the 0.786, which is possible. But the chances that it do that is not necessarily always the highest probability. 0.382 to the 0.618 is high probability. So you could buy a little bit at 63. If it comes down lower to 38, buy a little bit more, and then wait for the next impulse. That would be, again, my opinion. Let me stretch here. Forever Drawn, what's going on? Any charts on VeChain? Sorry about that. I was missing the Twitch chat. Any charts on VeChain? Yeah, VeChain, my next target's 43 cents. Oh, that looks like a bot. Yeah, I can chart. I mean, VeChain looks, again, like with higher volatility tokens, you get these declines that are really far down, but my next target on VeChain's 43 cents. I'm only allocating about 1% of my portfolio to this. I'm not risking a ton in terms of the trade because it's a higher volatility token, but 43 cents being my next target. Can you use the liquidity after seeing the market structure shifts to indicate which way the market goes? I don't really use liquidity, so I'm not. Are you referring to like? Are you referring to liquidity in terms of like the ICT concept stuff? Is that what you're referring to? What's your buy target on VeChain? So for me, I'm not trying to target the bottom on VeChain. I'm just waiting for Bitcoin to get into a bottoming range, and then I'm going to start allocating to VeChain. Because for me, Bitcoin's going to make, like when Bitcoin goes down, altcoins also go down in a greater degree usually. So as Bitcoin moves down, I'll wait for that to tell the story. And then once I see, Bitcoin in my range of 60 to 50K, that's when I'll buy VeChain. I haven't bought any yet. What time is it? 8 o'clock, damn. I didn't know. So what's your biggest investment this year? I mean, most of the stuff I'm still invested in since like 2022, 2023. I took some profits on Solana. I took some profits on Fetch. When they did their multiples up, I think I made like a 6 or 7x on Solana, 5 or 6x on Fetch. I think I made like an 8x on Render. But I'm still holding all those other positions that I bought into. I bought a little bit of Circle this year, Neo being another position. But I'm starting to buy right now. Because prices right now are just presenting a great opportunity. HBAR, I do have a lot of HBAR as well. I haven't sold any HBAR. I haven't sold any XRP yet. Those for me just structurally look like really good. This being the wave 1 here, the 2, and then this is the wave 1, 2, and then we should expect the third wave next. But 65 cents is my next target on HBAR. Microsoft, yeah, we can look at Microsoft. But 65 cents is my next target on HBAR. When Bitcoin hits 60 50K target, you will also dollar cost average into EOS and VeChain. Is that correct? Yes. Yeah. So when Bitcoin starts doing its lower move down, I'm going to start allocating funds to BMNR, SBET, MSTR, EOS, VeChain. I've already kind of started accumulating Circle. I started accumulating Neo as well for like stocks, but crypto related, yeah, I'm waiting for Bitcoin to make its move down, and then I'll add EOS, VeChain, and then I even might add Sui as well. I like Sui. Sui's structure looks really good, but let's jump over to Microsoft, and then I can do Sui. I don't know if we did Microsoft. Microsoft has so much price action, you kind of have to go on like a really long time frame. So on like the 3-month time frame, this is the log chart, guys, so it like just looks different, but this is the log chart. Essentially, it just allows me to keep all the price action in the screen. If I did the analog chart, you wouldn't be able to see this. But for Microsoft, on a really long time frame, like this is, again, guys, 3-month candles. Like each one of these candles worth 3 months worth of time. The structure that I had for Microsoft was this being a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and this a wave 2. So this was the wave 1, the wave 2, and then this was the wave 3. That's kind of what I've had for Microsoft. So looking at it from these lows right here. Give me a second. Let me zoom in here. So looking at it from these lows, we can evaluate, this structure right here. So for me, what do we got? Let me go to the monthly time frame because I need more price action. Like this, the problem with Microsoft's chart per se, as you go down on like these smaller time frames, is it's a little bit harder to read because price action just looks so choppy. There's really not like two recognizable impulses, which is hard, but for me, I had this as the wave 1, the wave 2. Then this was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. Yeah, that's what I had. Yeah, this was the wave 3. And then this was the wave 4, I believe. If I'm remembering off memory, because this has a 5-wave move in it. Then you have this wave 2, and then this has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 3, wave 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 3, 4, wave 5. Yeah, so this was the wave 3 from here. The wave 3 and then the wave 4. I want to see how far that pulled back. And that pulled back perfectly to the 0.382, which is typically where wave 4 pulls back to. And then you have this as the wave 5. So if I chart it out on the larger time frame, I'll show you what I mean. So, and you might say, well, Nick, this wave is longer than this wave. It's not. You'll see right here. So this wave 3 right here extended over 2.618 times the length of this wave, so it satisfies the rules. But let me mark this out so you can see what I mean. But you have this being the wave 1, the wave 2, the wave 3, the wave 4, and then we're currently in the 5th. And then jumping back down to the monthly time frame here of this wave 5. Let me go to the weekly so we can see the price action on this. So this being the wave 5. Let's see. This almost looks like a wave 1 here, ABC2, wave 3, wave 4, and then wave 5. Okay, does that invalidate? It does, but it looks structurally like it kind of makes sense there. I don't know, maybe the wave 5's down here, and then this is an A wave, B wave, C wave. So this for me would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave movement, and then we're kind of in this ABC. I want to see how far we've retraced this whole thing. So let me jump back here. So we're coming down to the 0.382 of this massive 5-wave move on Microsoft. So you can see this. This is a log chart, so it distorts it. But you have a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, 5. So then after a 5-wave move like that, you have a correction somewhere between the 0.382 to the 0.618, which the levels for me is 343 to 212. That would be what's next for Microsoft, and you can already see like prices rapidly approaching the 0.382, which I wouldn't be surprised if it hits that. That for me is what's kind of next. So let me see what the weekly chart looks like. I mean, it almost looks like we have an A wave, a B wave, and then this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 C wave. So that actually could make sense here. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, it definitely has, structurally wise, the formation of a potential bottom here soon. But the first key level that I would pay attention to on Microsoft if I was going to take a position would be 343. That's what I would look at. And then if price hits that, you know, you could take a position. If it hits 277, you could take a position. If it hits 212, you could take a position. But structurally wise, that's what would be next for me on Microsoft. Let's see. How about Tau? I'm actually looking to potentially take a swing trade on Tau soon. LOL should do well over the next 700 years. Yeah, I mean, again, 3-month time frames, like that's a massive 5-wave move. And then what you get next is, I'm actually curious what that target would be. It's probably some astronomical ass fucking shit. But the next target on it would be 1200 would be the next target on that. About 1200 would be the next target. This was Microsoft. Let me see. Polkadot's just in corrective phase. So we've looked at it on stream before. So we've already done Polkadot before. It's just in corrective phase. Like you can see on the chart, there's no movement. You don't have, like, this wave has already gone lower than this, so this can't be a 1-2, so it's just in corrective. F, my next target on F is 7,500. That's my next target on Ethereum. Yeah, I did Ethereum. My next target on Ethereum is about 7,500. That's my next target on it. Yeah, that's right. I was gonna do Sui. Sui looks really good too. Like, I actually might add Sui as well. This is another one that's on my radar, just because of the structure. So that's what I'm saying. Like, not every chart's created equal. A lot of charts are hard to read because of the structure, where what I like to identify is like really simple charts. I just like to keep it simple. Like, I don't invest in everything. If I don't really see a clear 5-wave movement on it, I don't really put my money into it. A lot of other charts are just very confusing to read. They're very choppy, overlapping price structure. Like, for me, it's not enough confidence to put a position there. But this has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movement with this big ABC, which is, structurally wise, a great start. But my next target on Sui is about $8.07. $8.70. Bro hates Tesla. No, I don't hate Tesla. I can do Tesla. There's just so many chart requests in here, it's hard to get to them all. Yeah, we can do Tesla. My next target on Sui is $8.70. But Tesla, I think I was looking at Tesla the other day because I want to say we did it in stream. Yeah, my next target on Tesla was 661. That was my next target on Tesla. So, like with Tesla, for example, for me, this was the wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're in the 5th. I realize that that's too zoomed in. You can't see that. But on Tesla, for me, this was the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're in the 5th. My next target on it's 661 on Tesla. So about 661. Chainlink. I have a lot of Chainlink too. Chainlink looks really good. All right, we're gonna do 2 more charts, guys, and I'm gonna log off because was it 8:16? I want to get some stuff done, relax a little bit, sulk in my Duke losing today because it puts me out of winning the March Madness pool, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Chainlink on the next target standpoint, I have $90. So Chainlink being $90 next, so this being the wave 1, 2, and then the wave 3 next to about $90. Good night. And what's up, Yellowstone? When do the waves usually happen? For the Tesla 661 would typically occur when? So there's no like time frame based in it. It's more target based and structural based. There's not a lot of like time frame based things where it's like, all right, this has to happen within 3-month time frame. There's really not a lot of rules around it. Is render a good buy for us? Render? What's up, Raja? What is stop loss on Link? I mean, for me, the next target's $90. I'm not trading this thing short term. This is more for like a longer term trade. This being the wave 1, the 2, and then we're in the 3rd wave right now. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. What was the next one? Render? I've already taken profits on Render. Which one? Probably Bitstamp, maybe? I feel like that doesn't incorporate all the price action. Maybe USDT? Render spot, maybe? No, that one doesn't have anything. Nope. Where's the full chart? Oh, there we go. Yes, that's right. Yeah, so Render had this being the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 1, this wave 2, and then of this wave 3, we've had a 5-wave movement up with this ABC down. My next target on it's $22 on Render, so that's 20x from right here. But what if the wave 3 invalidates? What do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean if the wave 3 invalidates? Patience, good to have. future forward looking. Appreciate this. Good info as I own shares. Nice. Absolutely. Yeah. Again, I am more of an investor, not a trader, guys. So, you know, while Elliott Wave Theory can be used on the shorter time frame, I am more of a long-term investor. There's a lot of other risks that you take on when you short-term invest. You have to consider your risk management. You have to consider discipline, your strategy. You have to consider, you know, if you're doing options, you have time decay. You know, you can't always predict when these things are going to move. There's a lot of other factors that come into play when you're doing shorter term trades. There's obviously higher volatility. You know, you get more invalidations on wave count due to the volatility, whereas longer term investing, it's a little bit different. But for me, I'm more of an investor. So I mainly stick to the monthly, weekly, and daily time frame. For more of my swing trades, you know, I'll go to the daily time frame, but nothing really lower than that. What if the Wave 3 invalidates on link? Don't you have to stop loss when using Elliott Wave Theory? So I'm more of an investor. I don't really have stop losses, to be honest. Like I really just don't pay attention to those. But I don't know what you mean by Wave 3 invalidating. Like this being the Wave 1, the Wave 2, and then the Wave 3 is next. So we should see some impulses here. I mean, sure, Chainlink could continue coming lower. I mean, it's possible, but the higher probability trade based on the structure is, you know, upside. I mean, yeah, if you wanted to take a stop loss, I mean, I guess you could take it down here lower than these lows, but the next target for me is 90 bucks on Chainlink. What fib? This is the trend-based fib extension. So it's this one right here, the trend-based fib extension. If you take it from the bottom of wave 1 to the top of the wave 1, I just misplaced it, and then you can drag it out here. You know, you can drag this thing out. You can see like how the price moves when I drag it, and then you just click it, and then it gives you price targets. So you take it from the bottom of wave 1 to the top of the wave 1 to the bottom of the wave 2, and then you go up. Exxon. All right, we'll do Exxon and then one more, and then I'm probably gonna log off because I am getting a little tired. If you are bearish on SPY, why go with stocks? I mean, because not every stock follows the SPY. There's other stocks that aren't correlated. On render, can you use the fib for the estimated targets? Yeah, render $22 is my next target on render. So that being the wave 3 target for what's up, Richard? How are you? Yeah, $22 is next for render. That's my next target. Thanks. Yeah, absolutely. I think we were just on render, so yeah, I think it was like what do you call it? 22 bucks. But Exxon, I don't know if I've ever taken a look at Exxon Mobil, to be honest. Let's see. I'm gonna probably have to go to the 3-month time frame on Exxon because it probably has so much price action. Let me move this out of the way. All right, so this is going to be something. Okay, so I mean on Exxon, I am seeing this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm seeing a 5-wave movement there. I want to evaluate this structure here to see if there's any impulses there to determine if that's a wave 1 or, you know, that's just a corrective structure. Yeah, I mean, this kind of looks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, but that invalidates. No, so I wouldn't even factor that in, to be honest. Yeah, I wouldn't even factor that in. Okay, so on the 3-month, I am seeing this 5-wave move right here. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a wave 1. Then you get this ABC pullback 2. And then I'm curious where this retraced to. Yeah, so Exxon came down to the 0.618 on this wave 2. So you have this big wave 1, this ABC wave 2 to the 0.618. And then it looks like we're in wave 3, which is the biggest wave, which is good. So let's see target-wise where we can expect Exxon to go. Let me get this here to up here. Yeah, I mean, the next target is 178. We're kind of there already, but let's go down to the monthly time frame on this wave 3 to identify how many waves we've had of this wave 3. So, I mean, off the rip, it looks like we have this wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So, I mean, structurally wise, it validates all the rules. We have a 5-wave movement. We're entering into the 1.618 territory after this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave movement. I just want to see what the weekly, if that shows anything different. Yeah, because this has... Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 2. And then of this 5th wave, how much have we had so far? We've had a wave 1, 2. Okay, so this thing's got a little bit more room to run. So let me zoom out here. Give me a second. So for me on Exxon, this being the wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and then wave 5. That is kind of what we're in the wave 5. Now, of the wave 5, from what I can tell in the shorter time frame, we've had a wave 1, 2, 3. We should get a 4, 5. So there's essentially 2 more waves left with ExxonMobil, and then we would see a correction. So there's a little bit more upside to go based on the structure. And then my next target after the upside would be, say, ExxonMobil pumps to the 2 extension. Between 144 to 100 would be my next target. Actually, no, it can't go to 100. It's got to be above here. Oh, well, no, it can. Okay, yeah, so 144 to 100, as long as it stays above 101, that would be the final. So this would be the wave 3, the wave 4, somewhere here, and then we get one more leg up for the wave 5. That's essentially what's next for Exxon. Thank you, brother. Yeah, absolutely. What about ExxonMobil will keep it growing? So I don't like, that's a hypothetical question, which I don't really have the answer to be honest, as far as like a fundamental standpoint on like what Exxon will do. For me, I go based off of the charts. There's probably some fundamental thing. I don't really know too much about Exxon's like business in the sense that I know what they do, but I don't know what like the financials look like and things like that. A cool tool that you can use is called FinViz. Or wait, I have it right here. Hold on. It's called FinViz is the name of the website. FINVIZ. We can look up Exxon right here. So if you look at ExxonMobil Group, it'll show you, you get this, they have ads on it because it's a free website, but it'll show you everything on here from like earnings per share, EBITDA. It'll show you their dividend. It'll show you their, basically their sales surprise. Like it'll tell you when their next earnings are. Like it'll show all this stuff like earnings per share. So you can look at this and like look at it from like a fundamental standpoint and say like, okay, where the sales been going, right? Where, and then over here is the GAAP earnings per share. So you can use this to kind of evaluate it on a fundamental standpoint if you want a free website. But from a pure technical standpoint, it looks like we have a little bit more upside to go. Then we'll get a correction, and then we'll have one more wave up. That's essentially what's next, based on the structure and Elliott Wave Theory. Okay, well, let's look at one more chart, and then I'm going to probably log off for the night, and then I will see y'all tomorrow at the same time. What do you think about All right, we'll do SMCI as the last one. What do we got? Super micro chipper. Okay. So, I mean, this definitely looks like a wave 3 or a wave 1 with a pullback, so that would make sense. Now, the only question is we got to identify this structure back here and seeing like what this looks like. Yeah, well, this can't be a wave 1 because this pulled back into it. This could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that could be a wave 1. This is a 2. And then we had this super extended wave 3. Which, like, this, some of these freaking stocks, man, these, like, the structure of it is just so shit. Like, it's definitely an impulsive wave up, but look at this crap. It's just so choppy. Like, there's really no impulses. I mean, it's definitely an impulse on the monthly time frame. Like, you can obviously tell. The price ripped from $1 all the way up to 113. So it's like, yeah, it's absolutely a wave up. But the question is, where does it start? Is the hard part. This being the 3-4, so this is a wave 3. Top of the wave 3 is here for sure, and then a 4-5, and then this probably comes down to here, here, and then maybe here. Yeah, that could make sense. So it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave 3. Okay. Let me remove some of that stuff. So how far have we corrected this move is the question. I think this is the wave 1 back here. So we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and then wave 5 should be next. So the next target on it would be the inverse of the wave 4. If I can get the damn tool to work. Basically, the next target would be 188. Between 188 and 228 would be the next target for SMCHI, SMCHI. That would be the next target. And then as far as how far we've corrected, I'm curious how far we've corrected of this move. It's just this price action back here is so choppy, it doesn't really give you much. But let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. I mean, you're already at a big discount right now. Even if this was moved up to, say, here, you're already at a big discount. You're way past the 0.786, which is, you know, a really big discount. And what is it, 21 bucks? I mean, my next target on this being this is an A wave, B wave, and then a C wave, would be 188. That would be my next target on it. But yeah, with that being said, I'll probably take that as the last chart, and then we'll pick up same time tomorrow. But I hope that y'all got some value out of this. If you got, do you go live every day? Yeah, so my schedule right now is Sunday to Thursday between like 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'll go live, and I do that from Sunday through Thursday. And then I take Friday, Saturday to myself, just recoup, you know, hang out with the wife and whatnot. But yeah, Sunday to Thursday every day, 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. is when I start. And then I typically go to like 8 to 9 p.m. just depending on just how tired I am or if I just want to take a break. But yeah, Sunday through Thursday. I do have a Discord too. It's free. If you guys want to join it, feel free. I'm probably going to be revamping that Discord and throwing in some stuff in there as far as like, I'll take some charts, put it in there for free. And then, you know, I am launching for those of you that are interested, take it what you will, but I'm launching like a membership coaching program. So for those of you that want to learn Elliott Wave Theory, want to learn how to do it yourself, I'm launching a program like that, which is going to be part of the Discord, but it'll be private channels exclusive for those people that are in the membership program. But I'll still have a free Discord for those of you that, you know, want to participate in the Discord, have conversations, share trading ideas, just building a community. But I'll share some stuff in there for free, you know, probably some chart requests and things like that. What stocks do you recommend buying early April if you don't mind? The ones that I personally picked up, if you want to see what I've done, I picked up Circle, Neo. I'm looking to get into MSTR when Bitcoin kind of makes its bottoming down. When a Bitcoin takes its bottom down, Ethereum takes its bottom down, I'm looking to pick up BMNR and SBET. So BMNR, SBET, I took a position in Neo already. I took a position in Circle, and then MSTR. Those are the basically 4 to 5 stocks that I'm looking to take a position in, but then 2 of them I've already taken a position in Neo and Circle. And then I've had some cryptocurrencies too that I'm looking to buy. EOS, VeChain, probably buy a little bit more Bitcoin, but those are just a few of the stocks that I've taken a position in and then waiting on. Richard, yeah, me. Absolutely, Richard. I welcome you there. I'm looking forward to it. It's definitely something that has been on my mind. I know that there's been a lot of questions of like, hey, do you do training lessons? Do you do coaching over the past couple months? I just, for whatever reason, I was like struggling to wrap my head around. I'm like, I don't even know how I'm going to do this. Like, am I prepared for this? But it's something I want to do, and I think the community would appreciate that. So I definitely want to do it. There's going to be a lot of value in that membership thing. I'm working through sort of how I want to structure it as far as the value you would get out of it. One being a coaching program. Like I would jump on, a private Discord call and walk you through like trainings, having y'all just pay attention to what I do, and then, maybe giving some feedback and having you guys chart your own stuff. But that would be part of it. I would probably do like a signals thing too for the swing trades and the long-term buys that I have. Like all that would be included in one package. Thank you, brother. We'll be here tomorrow. I look forward to it. But again, as always, thank you guys for the support. I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow, same time. And if you have any questions, let me know. See y'all tomorrow. Have a great night, and hope that your Monday goes off to a phenomenal start. I know Sundays going into Monday is always a pain in the ass. So hopefully you guys have a great start to your week. I'll see y'all tomorrow. And then for those of you on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, I will see y'all tomorrow.